And we are live Wednesday morning / afternoon, depending where you're located. Good to have everybody here with us for another Right Angle Sports release show here on the RAS YouTube channel. Just about 1,000 people coming out of their mornings or afternoons, the work days, to join us here and get involved with hopefully more than just a couple wagers. Good to see the Canadian Prairies represented so well in the chat. Did not see that coming. Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. Lots of folks chiming in. Good to see so many people joining the show. As always, going to push everybody as a reminder to subscribe down to the YouTube channel. The button's right here. All you have to do is hit it and then change your notifications to all to get all of these in advance, 30 minutes sent to your phone with a push notification. We're at about 55% of all views coming from subscribers. So I'm going to count on you 45% to come out and subscribe to the channel right now before we get going with the first setup of the day. And as Rick Smith, tongue twister, says, it is a busy Wednesday indeed. So we'll give everybody a couple seconds once you're done subscribing to the channel to get your sportsbook app or website of choice open as we get to the first setup here for a Wednesday afternoon. As always, we will pull up the odds screen so everybody can watch and follow along as we get to the first setup, which will be rotation number 757, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, over 135 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Game number 757, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, over 135 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We'll give everybody 10 more seconds for the first setup. Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, over 135, 7 p.m. Pacific. Game number 757, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, over 135 is a cancel. Starting off with a cancel, we are not betting Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, over 135. This is a cancel. You have it in your bet slip, remove it. This is a cancel. 10 more seconds before we get to setup number 2 of this Wednesday card. Setup number 2 is game number 758, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Game number 758, Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135 at 7 p.m. Pacific. Give everybody 10 more seconds. Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135. $758 Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135 is a cancel. We're not betting Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135. This is a cancel. Already seeing some books start to move a little bit early here. We'll maintain monitoring this as we go throughout the show. But Utah Valley, Cal Baptist, under 135 is a cancel. Moving on to the next setup of this Wednesday card. We're setting up game number 724, Rice -1 at 5 p.m. Pacific time. 724, Rice -1 at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Give everybody 10 more seconds to find and set up 724, Rice -1 at 5 p.m. Pacific. Game number 724, Rice -1 is a go. We are betting Rice -1 against Middle Tennessee State. 724, Rice -1 is a go. As always, when you're following the show, we encourage you to get into the chat on the YouTube app and let us know, as a couple of these books still slow to move. As you're seeing now, all of the ones turn into 1.5s or more. Good to see Crazy Carl -1 at -110, kicking things off. Eric found a pick 'em. Andrew was able to get money line at -115. Rajan was able to get 1. Jordan, and looks like a lot of others, found the money line at -110. Moonfish was in there as well. Brad was money line at -115. Kevin was able to get the 1 as well. Same thing with Jim at PPH. A lot of those picks or -115s on the money line showing up in the chat as well. So people elected to play it that way. looks like they had a lot of success doing so with -1 and -115 on the pick'em on the money line, both showing up in the chat quite frequently. So first bet of the day is Rice -1 as the go. Moving on to the next setup. Now that Rice -1 has been bet, we'll get to setup number 4 of this Wednesday card. Setup number 4 is game number 757, Utah Valley -1 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. One more time, that's game number 757, Utah Valley -1 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. 10 more seconds, Utah Valley -1. Game number 757, Utah Valley -1 at 7 p.m. Pacific is a cancel. We're not betting Utah Valley -1. This is another cancel. No bet on Utah Valley -1. This is a cancel. We'll give everybody a couple more seconds to reset before we get to the 5th setup of this Wednesday card. Next setup. We're going to game number 753, UC San Diego +2.5 at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Game number 753, UC San Diego +2.5, 7 p.m. Pacific time. This will be near the bottom of your sportsbook list for the games on Wednesday. 753, UC San Diego +2.5 at 7 p.m. Pacific. 10 more seconds. Game number 754, UC San Diego +2.5 is a go. We're betting UC San Diego +2.5. This is a go. If you have this in your bet slip, submit it immediately. A lot of places, again, a little bit slower to move on the sides. We saw that earlier with Rice. Still a couple books hanging at 2.5. UC San Diego +2.5 is a go. Doug Ross with the 2.5. Same thing for Carl. Seeing it from Ryan, 2. Patrick found a 3 sitting out there. Connor, a lot of 2.5s coming into the chat now. Nick, Keegan, Andrew, Seth, all 2.5s showing up on the board. Mike was able to get 2.5 at -110, 3 at PPH. Andrew was able to get 3 at Bet99. There we go again. 2.5 for Chris as well. Looks like a lot of 2.5s showing up in the chat as well, as long with a couple of 3s that are showing up too. So it looks like another successful release on this Wednesday card. Give everybody a couple seconds as we get to the next setups. And for the next couple of setups, we will be going to the first half section. So if you're at a sports book that has them listed differently, we will be moving on to first halves for the next couple of setups. So we'll give you a chance to change over and go from the full games into the first halves. So if you have first half options separate from your sports book, that is where we will be going for the next couple of setups. The next setup is game number 760, UC Davis, CS Northridge under 65 for the first half. It is a first half setup. Game number 760, UC Davis, CS Northridge under 65. Give everybody a couple more seconds. UC Davis, Northridge under 65 for the first half. Game number 760, UC Davis, Northridge under 65 for the first half is a go. We are betting UC Davis, Cal State Northridge under 65 for the first half. This is a go. If you have 65 available, bet it immediately as we start to see these begin to move across the entire market. Game number 760, Davis Northridge under 65.5 is a go for the first half. Chad was able to get 65.5. Same thing with Chris. Todd was able to get these 65 as well. Brad found 65 Matt was able to get 65 too. Looks like another successful release as the 65 and 65 and a halves come in for the first half under in Davis and Northridge. Good to see Devin back for another show as well. 65. Same thing with Ian McCrae at 65. Mac found 65 too. Buckeye for Andrew under 65 as well. We did even see a Rogue 66 that was out there too. So as a recap for the show, as we get to the end here, there were 3 goes. Rice -1, UC San Diego +2.5, then UC Davis, Cal State Northridge under 65 for the first half. 3 bets in total for this Wednesday card. Appreciate everybody stopping by. That will conclude the release show for today. As always, the subscribe button is down below. You never know when the shows are going to come, so be sure to subscribe. And when you subscribe, there's an option. You can drop it down, switch to all notifications. That's important too, so you get those push notifications sent straight to your phone. For those of you looking for NFL content, we've got that too on the podcast feed. Right Angle Sports on Apple and Spotify. Matthew Davidow stopped by to join us and talk about all of the wildcard games coming up this weekend. Release shows, podcasts, newsletters, doing it all at Right Angle Sports. So be sure to follow us on each of the channels available. But thanks everybody for stopping by this Wednesday morning or afternoon. Have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you hopefully again tomorrow with another release show.